ranking from S tier to F tier, our most enjoyable boss fights. We shall begin the first one, which is
Gladius. So, truth be told, the first time that we fought this thing, I thought it was dog shit. I thought that it was an absolute nightmare, and that it was definitely first of all, a skill check, and second of all, it was bullshit. It was 100% bullshit.
Definite skill check. Because like by the time we made it to day 3 for the first time, like yeah, I got a hang of this. Oh. And then we just got completely and utterly shit stomped, and it was like, well, did we not do something? Like I was legit, like he said, a skill check. I'm like, did we legitimately, like, do we have to be a higher level? Like, what is the minimum level we should try to be to do a boss? And now after playing the game more, getting better at the game, and playing other Night Lords, it's like, no, I actually do kind of enjoy this one. I think it's a good intro boss to, like, because you have to clear him before you have access to any of the others, and he's not so bad.
He makes an ideal gatekeeper. Now, granted, the first time that we walked into this boss, I think we were like level 8, didn't have any sort of holy weapon whatsoever, because we were just palling around with our friends, beating the shit out of whatever we could, because we died a lot.
Wow.
And we go and walk in there. This is probably run like 14 by the time that we actually made it in there. But the moment that we did, we're like, oh, that's cool. And then we got swatted by it, and it took like 3/4 of our health. Like, this is bullshit.
Who's thought to give a dog a fucking sword on its tail that has infinite range?
And then immediately following, it splits apart. Fucking what?
It has a shotgun in each mouth.
For me, I know a lot of people were struggling with him at first. We one-shot that fucking boss. I went, oh, this is easy. And then we went to the next one. And then everyone's like complaining the whole time, going, man, this dog is really hard. And I'm like, is it?
See, that's the thing, is that a lot of instances your mileage may vary. And this could also depend on the group that you run with. Because if you're going with a bunch of people that were brand spanking new to the game, chances are you don't have a game plan going into night 1 and 2. So if you actually make it to night 3, you are vastly underprepared. But that's the cool thing about having, a boss like this, is that this is the point that you must pass if you want to enjoy the rest of the game, because this is where the difficulty curve is.
It's a good introduction of, hey, this game is going to not hold your hand. And honestly, I respect the shit out of that about all the Dark Souls games, because I am so fucking sick and tired of every game just being like, oh, you're a stupid little baby. You're a stupid little baby.
Go here. Oh, look, you did a basic thing. You walked 5 steps. That's an achievement. You get a busted weapon for doing that. And then the constant, no, now you go here. Click on that. It like literally walks you through the game. Here's a sword. Okay, is it good? No. What do I do now? Figure it out. Click.
Walk 5 steps.
Doggo, what are we thinking?
I would say A tier. It fulfills its role very well as a first boss. Mechanically, it is daunting when you first encounter it, but once you get used to how the game is played, then, it feels very fair, especially compared to a lot of other night bosses.
I was gonna say that too. Like comparatively to the other ones, like it's a good intro boss. I think aesthetically, he's very cool. Having in this type of a game, like having a 3-headed Cerberus is really cool. I think it is, now understanding the game better, it is a fun boss fight to do, and it is a skill check to welcome to the game, but not, oh my god, this is so daunting. How do we beat this? So yeah. I too agree with A.
I will say it is nothing spectacular, but it is everything I think that FromSoft is known for. It feels like the standard, but the standard's like the gold standard. It's nothing spectacular. However, it's fucking good. It's like you go to the restaurant, you get the burrito every time because you're autistic little ass. And A tier. It's like, you know what you're getting. It's good. It won't blow your pants off. However, it's good.
All right, moving on. Gaping Jaw.
The gape.
This was definitely another one for me where it was like, the moment we go in there, it felt fucking rough.
See, it's funny. We talk about the dog and like how we feel now, and I was relieved. The first few times I did Maul, I was like, oh my god, this is so much better than the dog.
I hated him for a while because we kept running him over and over again.
Oh yeah, we ran the shit out of this one because we were struggling. The biggest problem that I had was making sure that we don't get caught in the grab attack, because if you do, unless you're playing something really tanky and your teammates aren't able to get you out of its jaw, you're pretty much insta dead, because it will be a bleed proc. It will hurt a fuck ton, and and it does heal him.
It's nice that the animation is so long, because then the buddies can run over and poison the shit out of him and do as much damage as possible. So it's like there's like a balancing act, but you got to be on it, because if you're not hitting them, you've now just fucked up.
You are probably dead, and you've just undone the past few minutes of damage because he just healed it off if you're not on it. Yes.
Yeah.
Not only that, but this is a boss that definitely feels like every mistake that you made in the run.
Yeah.
That is actually accurate.
Hilariously enough, this is one of the bosses that really doesn't feel like it has anything that is complete bullshit. It has enough telegraph for its massive AoE bombs that you have time to get away. And if you don't, you have only yourself to blame.
I do love those moments, because especially if you're playing like with friends and you're in communication, as soon as the screen turns purple, everyone, oh god, we gotta go, everybody, we gotta run.
And before they patched the thing, it was like the screen freeze frame for a solid second. It was like, my computer's gonna blow up and we gotta leave.
Dude, even the tempered one, it brought back the stutters, and I have a 4080 by itself, and it's just like, what was that? What was that, bro?
If you get hit by the explosion, not only your character dies, but your computer will implode as well.
The one thing I really liked about the Maw was that it was very apparent that the poison damage was doing something, because he literally stopped, borfed his guts out, and also poisoned you if you got in the borf. But it like confirmation of the little thing that says, hey, poison damage is good against this guy. It's like, oh, that's actually real, not just a slight damage buff increase. It's like, oh, I'm seeing with my own eyes that this is doing something good.
This does not happen unless we have the poison.
Yeah.
And not only that, but it is a debilitating effect. Like he stumbles there for a solid 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And then he hit the time watch. He goes, literally S tier. I love it. I genuinely love it.
I'm with you on that.
I don't disagree. I was never like, oh my god, this fucking boss. Like every time it was time to fight him, I was like, yeah, let's give it a go.
Yeah.
Gaping Jaw is incredibly tough, but it is, I think, one of the fairest bosses in the game.
It just feels good to fight him. Plus, doing the little jumpy attacks during his second phase is really nice. Or when he does the slam, you can jump and dodge.
Yeah,
it's so nice.
Haha.
Dude, don't sleep on the jumping dodges. Those are really good.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Bug.
Sentient Pest, toilet. Absolute toilet. No,
I have so many problems. I have so many problems with this boss.
I'm going to have to fight you guys. I don't think he believes in F. I do not believe he belongs in F tier.
No, he doesn't. And the only reason I say that is because I know who does.
Yeah, me too. So
see, I'm gonna have to push back on this one specifically. Like phase one feels entirely fair. Every single attack that's being launched there, even when they're attacking in tandem, feels like you can plan around. But the moment that we kick into phase two and they start doing freaking satellite cannon, tank mortar, and bulldozer all at the same time, like in solo, it's insurmountable. In a group, even if you're drawing aggro elsewhere, like if somebody goes down, it's a crisis.
Yes.
Oh, and the thing is, even like in solo, phase one, I think is actually kind of annoying because you have to keep track of the bug flying all over the place, trying to poison you and pew you while you're dealing with Tankosaurus. And then phase two, it's just if you get clipped, that's just it. But in a group, phase two, it's the fact of like, even if someone does the like, oh, they picked me, I'm the one, like you said, you're drawing aggro because you're the one it's looking at, and you try to like keep it away from the others because he's so big and he does that like where he's firing everything off in front of him while he charges after whoever he's locked onto.
Yeah,
we can't keep up with that.
Yeah.
No.
So like he's chasing down whoever has aggro. The other two can't even try to like get damage in while he does that attack because he's like you can't keep up with him because he's so big. It's too fast.
So I think this is one of the bosses that really emphasizes the need for a ranged character because as a melee character, I fucking hated this boss because I could only hit the stupid fucking scorpion, and if we hit him with fire, he nuts up and goes, "Don't touch me." And then it's just like, great, now I gotta run at the moth, and then it's just like, but it's like I can see as a ranged character, it's like, hey, I'm just gonna blap the fucking moth the whole time, and then when they do the fucking Voltron bullshit, you fucking Transformer shit, it's just like, now I can't sit back and bink that motherfucker. Now he's coming at me with the headlights. I think this is the first boss that shows you need ranged, or else you will suffer.
And then lastly, the timing that you need to have to be able to actually dodge that onslaught is akin to the timing you need to dodge Gaius from Elden Ring in Shadow of the Erdtree. And that is very little, if any. Like, you have to be spot the fuck on, and even then, you could still get clipped with other ancillary bullshit. Because he'll charge through a satellite cannon that's rapidly going through, and you're screwed at that point.
Yeah.
So I think for this one, I don't think it's F tier. I think it's a solid C tier. He's fucking annoying, but I think it's more of a team check, not a skill check. Also, the music's really good, and the Transformer thing is really fucking cool.
The music is good. I will definitely give that. And aesthetically speaking, like especially the moth part, like it is very pretty. I don't know. I think it's I want to call it artificial difficulty, but I think it's for the third Night Lord. I think it is overly difficult for no apparent reason.
It is annoying. That's why I'm giving it like, because this is like 1 to 5. A 2 out of 5 I feel like is fair because I wasn't like grinding my teeth the whole time going, I fucking hate this. I fucking hate this. It was, I can hit the scorpion at least. But it's like I think C is a fair ranking.
I would be willing to put it in D tier if you wouldn't let me put it in the trash can. But
I can go with 1 above F.
Can we compromise? Because F tier is like makes you like recontemplate life.
Well, the other thing that makes me want to put it in the fucking toilet is that every weakness usually has some real, genuine, apparent effect that it does to the bosses that you're fighting.
Yeah.
With the bug, even when you're setting it on fire, it does not stop it whatsoever.
Again, I feel like my hatred is deep, and this thing makes me go, I don't like you, but it doesn't make me want to kill their family, kind of thing.
Goes outside and just starts squishing every moth they can find.
Like if I could tuck this thing like into the like far recesses of C tier.
We could say like, low C tier if that makes you feel better.
Understand, past you being here in C tier is a privilege. Auger, toilet. Belongs in a wad of tissue paper, fresh out of my ass. Put it down.
This one feels bad. This one just feels bad.
You've said the magic words. Even playing it, it just feels bad. Like I don't enjoy like damage wise. It's not even really, and I say this carefully. It's not that hard. It's everything else on top of it that makes it so just annoying to do because you're not doing a lot of damage. Because even if you're ranged, even if you're playing Recluse or Iron Eye and you have ranged options, the thing just does every acrobatic somersault, flip, twirl, zip through the air that it can, that you're still connecting, but still nowhere near like you normally would. And if you're a melee character, I'm so sorry. I was going to say, like, you actually, Locke, put this best. Is the best thing to attribute it to is anyone who's played base Elden Ring is it's the Elden Beast. You spend more of the fight chasing after it than you do actually getting to interact with it.
Yeah.
Yes, and if you're a melee character, good fucking luck stopping it. Because you either have an alt banked or you eat shit.
So let me see my piece on Jellyfish. As a Raider main, being melee, pure melee, it is so boring to fight this guy. And a boss fight should not be boring. It should be exciting. It should be thrilling. It should be interesting. The concept of the character is really cool. The music is mystical. He's a sleep jellyfish. He's like supposed to be nimble and hard to hit. Like, I get that. But as a melee character, I have to fucking dodge the dish soap water. It slaps in my face, and then it does a dodge roll attack thing, and he's on the other side of the map, and I gotta chase him, and then I'm out of stamina. When he's like, he summons jellyfish, I'm like, great, slow down, can't hit him, gotta deal with the jellyfish. The jellyfish do damage to him. And it's like, I get that. But they also will hurt you with the explosion, so it's not really worth it. And then there's the little slappy things on the ground, which feels like a fucking consolation prize that does damage to the jellyfish. And they're hard to lock onto. I'm here to play the game, not to play this weird side game of killing jellyfish and the fucking arm slappy things. I want to fight the boss. And I don't get that privilege of fighting the boss as a melee, it feels like. And then he'll run away to the end of the map and become a sleep nuke that you have to knock him out of. And you have to deal with that. You can't just run away like the falling sleeping nukes. Like you gotta knock them out of it.
That was something I definitely wanted to touch on because you talked about like the boss just quote unquote feels bad. And I cannot agree with those words more. And that's part of the thing that also makes this one so mind-numbingly frustrating to me is you could be having the run of your life. You have lightning in a can and you feel it's the utmost confidence. And if you fuck up one time with the sleep nuke, it's an auto kill. You don't outrun it. You could be literally on the border of the map, it still hits you. And if you've been downed once or you've been slept once, like you're dead. It's just it automatically. I don't like gimmicks like that. We're just auto dead. All three of you are dead, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but this is supposed to be a sleep effect.
Right.
It doesn't matter how many boluses you eat. That nuke, if it goes off, you're instant slept, and you're instant taking just a bejesus amount of damage.
Right.
Yep. Anarch, do you want to say anything else? Or Motrax, did you want to say anything else on this?
Flush.
Yeah. He do be a flush. It's just honestly feels bad to play.
Equilibrium Beast. I honestly enjoyed this fight.
I hated it until I understood it more, and now I'm kind of on the fence.
He's like right in the middle. Like I know we're not gonna like talk tiers until we have our discussion, but like right off the bat, I'm like B.
Yeah, honestly.
He's like dead center for me because I did enjoy him. Honestly, of all the Night Lords, he's the one, me personally, I took down the quickest as far as first time trying and then actually killing him. He's just right in the middle for me. I'm like really like torn. Is he good or is he bad?
He's all right.
Well, if you go in there and you take his Faustian bargain and say, that you want any of the options that he offers other than just straight up blapping him in the face, you're eventually in for a bad time. And I think that that's on brand for that character, for that boss.
Yeah.
And saying, no, I'm not playing by your rules sets the baseline. If you go in there with the baseline, I think a lot of the fight is, you need to execute based on what he does. You need to play reactive. And when you do, you're able to keep him in check. But if you deviate, if you get greedy, or if you use up your ultimates when you don't need to, then that's when he shifts to God mode, blows up the entire arena, and makes you hate your life.
The one thing that I didn't understand was when he was doing that charge up thing, I didn't know you're supposed to break him and make him mad, because that's better than dealing with God mode. Because God mode, he just summons 1,000 shotguns from the sky and blaps you, and then bonks you with a fucking shit stick. And it's like, oh my god! And I didn't understand that. And then once we started breaking, and he's like having a little tantrum, like I was like, oh, so that's what you're supposed to do. And his attacks are very predictable. Like it's weighty. I feel good when I dodge him because I'm like, oh, I saw that coming. It doesn't feel unfair. It is annoying. The madness thing is kind of weird. There's little pebbles on the ground to pick up to become anti-madness. But the best thing I think about him is the bargains. I like the monkey paw shit. That is a really cool thing.
And I think how you interact with him is very much on brand for that. Like if you decide you're not going to play the game, you decide you're not going to take those risks, and you play calculatedly, you do infinitely better, because that's why he gets pissed off. He's like, damn it, I can't play genie bullshit on you. And then he gets angry and starts swatting at everybody. And that is incredibly predictable. And I think it's fair. Surprisingly fair. But yeah, if you if you try to use up your ultimates instead of like breaking him out of his meditation cycle, then you're gonna have a bad time. It's gonna be real bad. But I think that's what wants me to push it into like A territory because of how like lore accurate it is.
That I actually found very refreshing about him is every boss up until this point, if you're playing them in order, is some ginormously huge thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
This was the first one that was like, yeah, he's bigger than you, but not like he's like twice your height. So but he's still like humanoid. And because of that, I got that classic like Souls game boss feel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He swings at me. I can duck under it. I can jump over some of his things. I can dodge roll and do the whole like roll behind him and start hitting him in the ass so I don't get clipped by his club. Obviously, once he starts doing the smash thing, you can't do that. But like, I don't know, like the actual interaction or the blow for blow fight was so much more enjoyable because I felt like I was actually fighting something, not just dodging some big ginormous creature and waiting to punch it in the ankles. I was gonna say the madness pebbles I think is a nice touch because madness is one of the most debilitating statuses, and the fact that like he does it as much as he does, there's no amount of boluses you can take that or keep on you that would stifle that. So the fact that he self-generates still on brand for him of let's play the game of I'm going to do this really awful thing to you, but I'm also going to give you the solution to it if you can pick them up and get to them without getting ass blasted. But once you figure him out, and then I'm like, yeah, no, like this guy is actually not that bad, and he takes like almost like normal damage. You just have to keep him out of his fuckery.
I think I'm gonna have to wrestle you guys to vote for B because of one reason.
I'm listening.
Everything has been solid. Everything has been. I agree with for the most part. The thing that makes me go, this guy is a fucking B, because I enjoy the boss fight. I do. I do like it. And if it was just that, I'd be fine. I'd call it an A. But it's what he does outside the boss that I fucking hate this asshole so goddamn much. It's so annoying that it pulls me. I know it's not in the boss fight, but it's so annoying. He fucks up my runs and he forces me to come by. And if I don't, I permanently lose health. You don't.
I do feel you on that and that would also further my reason to put the pest further down the list because that is my least favorite of all of the triggered events. But
it triggers me.
and I'm not invalidating your point because I fully agree with it. I don't think it's part of this discussion.
Yes, I think that is rooted in PTSD, but it is outside the confines.
Wait. I could debate this in. I could debate this in. All right.
Okay.
So here's the thing. He affects your boss fights, but not his. This motherfucker can end a run without ever being in the boss room with you. And if you don't do what he wants, you go into a boss fight that's not his at like half health or losing a third of your health.
This is a reach.
This is a reach, but it pisses me off so much that it is transcending lines. I want to pull my one card of please put this motherfucker in B where he goddamn belongs. Hi B. I will say hi B. I will beg, cry, shit my pants, and nut. Please, I beg of you.
So he's going an A.
You motherfuckers.
All right. Mock Jesus horse.
Mock Jesus horse? Oh, man. Noble, do you want to start us off?
I'm going to take a seat. Noble.
I hate this fucking horse. I've hated him before the stupid tempered shit, which the mall was fun.
Sovereign?
Yeah, whatever the fuck. I don't know. The fucking horse is so goddamn annoying. He lost his arm. He has a weird little fucking gremlin arm. And he's like, grab my strong hand. And then he fucking puts it in your mouth. He goes, and it's just disgusting. I fucking hate it. And he's like, oh, lightning damage is my weakness. And it's like, it gives him a debuff. It's like, oh, okay. And he's fast as fucking Christ on a stick. Jesus Christ. He goes, meow, meow, meow. And then he goes, all right, I'm going to hit you one more time from all the way over here. Bonk. I didn't hit anyone, but that was cool, wasn't it? And he comes up to you. He's like, I'm a little horse. Trot, trot, trot. And then fucking hits you 5 times. And then goes, I'm going in the air. Slap, slap, slap. Clap, clap, clap. It's just so fucking annoying. He's too fast. He's too fast.
I find this one to be a lot more fair than the bug.
No.
I strongly disagree.
Yeah, no, you're on your own. No. God fucking damn it. I would rather fight this fucker.
Of spanning vast amounts of the arena. I give you this. But even when he's charging full force at you, if you know, he telegraphs when he charges. You can dodge out of the way of him, and then you can dodge again to get out of the way of the afterburners.
Yes. The afterburners are thick though, and you dodge, and you dodge,
and you dodge the attack, and then you still somehow get clipped by the afterburner, and then you're like launched 50 feet in the air. And before I'm done fully getting my 10 out of 10 belly flop in the sand, he runs back over me again.
Yep.
Are we channeling Everdark energy into this one? Is this what's happening here?
No, even the base one.
Yeah. I mentioned this before. The base one pissed me off originally, and then the Everdark one confirmed it. Like,
it just really just grind it in.
Also, I have a very long history of hating horses for some fucking reason. I don't know why.
Here we go. There's the
bias.
There is bias. I'm telling you, I'm biased. You can trust someone that at least tells you they're fucking biased. But
I am not biased, and I am out of. I like even the shockwave attack where he shoves his sword in the ground and like does like the like it's like the dust cloud rumble thing. Mm-hmm. It doesn't stop. Like I'm nowhere near him. Like, oh yeah, that's not gonna hit me. Death. Are you kidding me? It's like God, it doesn't stop. It's like infinite range. It doesn't matter where you are on the map. He just shoves his poker into the ground and you take a trip.
The problem with that one is that it's all physical damage, and the argument there would be is that you can block it, and it doesn't deplete your entire stamina bar to do so.
But I shouldn't have to deflect, block, or deal with an attack that is literally 10 miles away from me because someone has been a good trooper and is taking his aggro, so I can pick up a teammate, or I'm trying to pop a warming stone, or I don't know, trying to put my brain back inside my skull after getting launched 50 feet in the air. And then all of a sudden, from 10 miles away, there's this little dust cloud that just creeps up behind me and launches me again.
The thing that bugs me is it goes into the jellyfish territory of tee-hee, you can't hit me. Except I'm hitting you more. And it's like...
chasing after him when he darts around, I can.
That is all avoidance. You don't interact with him when he's doing any of that. Now it only lasts for like anywhere between 15 to 20 seconds, and then he's done, and then he goes into some other bullshit. Usually it's phase 2. Phase 2, it actually feels like it gets varied to the point where it's a little easier.
Yeah, so he gets more predictable. I would say he gets more predictable.
He gets more predictable, but the punishes are far more detrimental.
Yeah. I would be considerate and kind to push him into C tier. If you could parry him and he fucking did a 360 flip through the air and landed shit first into the fucking sand. If you could do that.
Team Rocket blast off again, Noble. No, God damn it.
That would be so cool. It's like you make it a really hard fucking skill check. But if you did, it just does a good chunk of damage and he's on the ground going, you got the wind knocked out of him. That would be awesome. That'd be so awesome. I would hate him a little less, and then he'd go to C tier.
What I cannot grant you your foopty whoop counter. But what I will say that is a positive of him, and as we talked about it with Maul, is there is a very noticeable, like he's weak to lightning, and that is very noticeable. It's not because when you get the lightning proc on him, he gets the electrified field around him, and he takes a knee for a solid 2 or 3 seconds.
And to add on to that works in both phases.
Yes.
When you're fighting against Maul, you get that wonderful benefit through phase 1. After you get into phase 2, it doesn't really do much, and he decides that he's going to stop coughing up the poison, and then just railroad your ass.
But he holds the poison though, in phase 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that you can inflict him with poison. He doesn't barf it out and become debilitated. With the horse, if you hit it with lightning and you're able to trigger the effect, that happens all the time.
Yeah.
And it's one of the best ways to be able to get him out of some of his more obnoxious punishing attacks.
Correct.
Is that if you're able to hit him with enough lightning, he just gets stunned there for a second, then you beat the fuck out of him.
So I don't think he's toilet. He is comfortably in C for me.
See your way to the door.
I would be willing to push him into B, however, but since that puts me on the farther end and Noble wants him in the toilet, so he's going to find his way over to C.
Oh, you betrayed me. How dare. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. The dragon. Yeah, he's okay.
Caligo.
All right. So here's my thing. I love this boss. All right. In my opinion, I'm gonna hard press this. My opinion. This is my personal favorite boss in the game. I could fight him every day, all day, and I would be okay with it. I would play this. I will fight this guy as many times as anybody asks me to, and not complain a single time about it. I have so many good things to say about him.
What if he is green?
I don't care.
Okay.
He's another boss that has a lot of freaking ammunition, but all of it feels fair. And I think Noble's only misgiving is that it is a dragon.
I just don't like the hitboxes on dragons. It's very difficult to hit. He's not F or C, but he's just very meh.
He is the most like Souls-like and especially like base Elden Ring like boss feel to me. And maybe that's a nostalgia type thing to me, but like how you interact with him, how you dodge him, how you hit him, the damage, the amount of damage he takes, the noticeable difference because he's weak to fire. There is a noticeable difference if you have fire and if you don't. He does get a debuff when you proc him with it.
It does debilitate him for a couple seconds as well.
It does, and he does get a debuff. Even his attacks, he does frost, but it's not an instantaneous thing. Like you get frost buildup, and obviously there are ways to mitigate that or remove that. If you're executor, you're like, let's fucking go, but like it's predictable. Like you can see where it's gonna go if you pay attention and learn his patterns. Like he doesn't just like AoE nuke everybody. It's a dragon, so he's shooting frost breath. So it's fairly easy. Not to say you're not gonna ever get clipped by it, but it's fairly easy to get out of the way of it. It gets a little more tricky in phase 2 because that's when he starts making like the little icicles on the ground. So you can be trying to get out of the breath and get clipped by one of the icicles. But it feels fair, and it feels like a Souls game boss.
I have the most lukewarm feeling about this boss, which I feel like is worse than saying F. But for me, it's like I would say it's a B because like I'm gonna have the inherent. I don't like fighting dragons just because the hitboxes are wonky and I just want to stab them and their legs are spindly, small, and the lock on is kind of shit. That doesn't bother me as much. It's just I don't care. It's like it's not good or bad. It's just very like, all right, here we go again. Nothing stands out to me as fantastic except the ceiling boss damage thing where the sky falls on you. That's cool. I like that. The aesthetic is like, it's all good. I don't really like the crystals on the ground. It's annoying, but that's an environmental hazard, which I'm actually for, like as a DM. It's just, it's the most, I don't care about this boss. And I'm like, I don't know why either. It's just, he doesn't piss me off, but I don't really get happy when I beat him. It's just like, yep, that was a boss.
I think for you, it just feels like another dragon.
Yeah, it's just, here we go again.
And you remember everything that you don't like about fighting dragons.
It's just, it's like, it's not even that, because that would be like malice. This isn't even a malice thing. It's just like empty. I am just, I guess maybe it's like food without the salt.
Yeah. Just run of the mill, bland, this is Souls game boss character, go.
Yeah. It is a solid B. Good fight. Looks cool. But not much else for me.
Which is
I feel like that feels meaner than what I said about the centaur, which is weird.
No, your passion for the centaur speaks volumes.
He needs to be in the dirt.
So I'm gonna be a fence sitter on this one, and I'm gonna put him in A. I mean, I think there's validity in dragon hitboxes being dragon hitboxes. But yeah, everything about this particular dragon, his moveset, the arena spanning attacks that are telegraphed and make sense, but can absolutely fucking end you. I think that A is a fair rating.
I mean, I said S, you said A, Noble said B. It's like that's kind of a happy medium.
If we're talking about a boss that I couldn't give any less of a shit about, it's Hailstorm, unfortunately. Number one, like the telegraphs that you would expect from literally every other enemy in the game just don't feel like they're there. Like he goes from standing completely rigid and straight to a sword in your face, which even with like in Elden Ring, like Melania has all of her telegraphs, even with fucking Waterfowl Dance, which is one of the most busted fucking movesets in boss history. You still have the
by it you die is busted.
What's that?
I said, what you mean? If you get hit by it, you die is busted? No,
a little bit, yeah. But yeah, like the holy weakness is at max like an additional 35%. So it doesn't feel like it really makes a huge impact.
Yeah.
At least in phase 2. In phase 1,
I was gonna say
like,
phase 1, I think it's very noticeable. Phase 2, I question if it does anything.
yeah, it just does a little more damage. That's all it does. Aesthetically, boss looks cool. As far as the move set, as far as what it does, it feels cheap.
It's it's funny. I feel like this is the weird part is that it's flipping the script for me. I have like the same feelings that Saba had for the dragon, but for this boss, which is weird. Like what you said you hated is what I genuinely admire. Is that this is the last boss that you're going to be fighting before weird stuff happens with the the super monsters or whatever. He is genuinely tough. He does not hold back. At first, he's like a little slow. He's like, oh, I'm a little guy in the sand. But then you poke him, and he's like, whoop, and then he's in your face. It's like, oh shit, you don't want to let your guard down because the beginning part is kind of like Willy Wonka tripping up, and he's like, oh, I'm just a little dude with a cane, and goes, whoop, whoop. And it's like, oh, he's got a trick up his sleeve. Okay, don't underestimate him. You fight him, you get past the first phase. It's like, he's tough. And then you go to the second phase, and the second phase is where it's beautiful. Genuinely, aesthetically, beautiful. I love space. I love purple, blue colors. And this motherfucker in the sands of fucking wherever the hell you are pulls out a space blade and starts going to town on you. He is hard, and I have a very hard time fighting him. But when he rips the sky open, that is fucking magnificent. I just like the mechanics could probably be better, but I'm in such awe of how pretty and how cool this boss is that I genuinely can't say anything else besides an S tier on this dude.
Truthfully, we're kind of saying the same things. It's just we're getting a different outcome from it. So
Yeah.
for me, it doesn't necessarily care that much about how pretty it looks. If it doesn't feel good, that's what usually makes me shy away. And dealing with Hailstorm has not been a very feel good sort of moment. That being said, like the telegraphs in phase 2 are a little better.
Oh yeah,
but the punishes in phase 2,
which for me, I feel like that's fair because it's just like I'm telegraphing more, but if you fuck up, you're dead.
It's the final boss. I would really understand that.
My take on this guy is kind of like the dragon. Like I was like, oh my god, it's the best boss ever, and Noble's like, nah, he's just kind of meh, and then it almost feels worse than F. And and Locked / Motrax was kind of like, yeah, I like all these things, but there are some. So I feel like we're taking a similar stance here. And now in this one, I'm in the middle. You said B, Noble said S. I'm definitely A because he is the final boss. He is going to hit. What he does, how difficult he is annoying and hard sometimes. But I feel like it has to be because of some of the other bosses. It's always bad when you fight a final boss of a game. You're like, yeah, this guy was tough, but like that guy from like 3 areas ago was actually harder. Aesthetically, I agree. I think he's beautiful. I think everything he does. I think he looks amazing. I love your very first time fighting him. I love how telegraphed that there's another phase it is. I'm like, oh man, God, here he is. He's just standing there, and then kind of like the goat boss. Like we're gonna walk up and we're gonna poke him. He's gonna go fucking bananas, but he didn't.
Yeah.
And then we before I felt like I could blink, we had him halfway dead. I'm like, there's no way this is it. There's no way in hell. Like as soon as I'm like, nah, this is just play. He's just playing. No, we're gonna kill him, and there's that. Like I actually really enjoyed that. Just how painfully obvious. Like there's gonna be another phase.
He's not dead. There's no shot.
There's no fucking way. And then he goes down, and then he turned into that thing. I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought. Also, ow.
I think A is okay. However, now we got 4 people in A. I'm still looking at Goatman going, you should be in B. You should be in B.
I mean, the more bosses that are in A is actually not a bad thing. That speaks that the game is good.
Yeah, that's true. No, they did a fantastic job with NAIWAIN. I keep seeing videos pop in my feed. It's like NAIWAIN's an asset flip and they fooled you. I'm like, I don't fucking care. It's a good game.
I am okay with everything except fucking bug in toilet. Actually, bug should be taken off the list, thrown into a nearby garbage disposal, and then we just forget about it entirely.
That's how I feel about the fucking horse. I want that fucker dead.
Mock Jesus horses hurt you. We understand.
We all have that boss. Yours is the bug. Mine is the jelly. Yours is the horse.
Who is your F tier? Because if it wasn't jelly, you're wrong. Anyways. You guys have a good one. Thank you for stopping by and watching the fucking video. Thank you for watching the video. You have a good day.
Bye. Boycott
I hope you enjoy. Let us know your thoughts.
Like and subscribe.